Welcome to Sheikh Hamdan's official poetry sanctuary, where every verse is a reflection of passion, royalty, and eternal devotion. Today, we bring to life one of the most heartfelt pieces ever written by His Highness, a soul-touching romantic poem titled, From His Highness with Love. This is not just a poem, it is a sacred confession, a royal whisper sent across oceans of silence, carrying with it the depth of love that only a ruler with a poet's soul could feel. Sheikh Hamdan, beloved by many for his quiet charisma and deep emotional wisdom, unveils an ode not merely of affection, but of destiny, vulnerability, and timeless union. I write these words not as a ruler, but as a man who has tasted the ache of longing and the sweetness of love returned. The world may see my titles, my duties, my throne, but what I long for most is to sit beside you in silence, under the moon, and call you mine. You, who walked into my guarded palace like a breeze of spring, you, who melted the frost of my responsibilities with nothing but a smile. From my heart, where desert winds echo, to your heart, where peace reigns, I send you this truth, unpolished, unfiltered. Your love has not only softened the gold beneath my crown, it has forged a new reign, one ruled by tenderness, not power. Every law I enforce now trembles beneath the laws of your affection. Your laughter rewrites my mornings. Your tears make me pause treaties. In your arms, my kingdom feels complete, and when you are absent, no royal gathering nor global summit can fill that emptiness. You are not just loved by me, you are honored by every star above Dubai's skyline. Before I knew you, my verses were incomplete, lost in fragments of sand and ceremonial silence. Now, every stanza breathes with your presence. I have written on scrolls, in skies, and in the hearts of falcons that fly across my land, whispering your name in hidden verses. You are my poetry in human form, my muse in a world of diplomacy and duty. You remind me daily that no crown is worth more than the heart it protects. I've hidden so many letters between the walls of my royal chamber, letters drenched in feelings I could never speak aloud. But today, I let them fly free. Let the world know, this love is not a royal secret, but a divine celebration. You are not my weakness, you are the reason I am stronger, braver, kinder. My guards may protect me, but your love defends my soul from cold and chaos. In the silence of my palace, I imagine our mornings, how you'd wake me with quiet affection and soft rebellion. You'd tease my solemnity, dance across marble floors, and awaken my laughter like no royal jester ever could. And in the evenings, I'd lay aside my titles, remove the medals, and let you read the unspoken stories behind my eyes. You have the rare power to see through the protocol and into my truth. I want to write vows not with ink, but with the language of touch and time. I want our love to be a treaty stronger than any signed in royal halls. I promise to never let your heart feel alone, not even for a breath. When you cry, I'll hold your sorrow like I hold the flag of my nation, with honor. When you shine, I will let the world see that my queen is not chosen by bloodline, but by fate and fire. This love was not planned, not arranged by courtiers or dictated by legacy. It was written in the stars, in the ancient winds of the desert that knew your name before I did. It came like a quiet revolution. Not with trumpets or fanfare, but with the softness of a woman's gaze that turned an empire's prince into a humble man. This love, my love, is not fiction. It's the most courageous truth I have ever lived. Let them whisper. Let the critics murmur. Their noise cannot shake what's carved into eternity. Our love is not meant to impress the world, it's meant to awaken it. You, my queen, have taught me that true royalty lies in the way we love, not in the way we rule. And if ever the world grows too loud, we'll escape to a realm of our own making, one where only your heartbeat commands me. Tonight, I wear not robes of gold, but thoughts of you. My throne is the place where your head rests on my shoulder, my crown is the joy I see when your eyes light up at my words. I would trade every jewel in my treasury for just one honest moment with you, free from the gaze of the world, where I can simply be yours. So, from His Highness, with love, I leave this poem not just in your hands, but in your soul. May it live with you, breathe with you, and rise like the sun each morning you feel unsure. Remember always, no matter how far my duties take me, no matter how high the world lifts me, I will always return to you, the woman who taught a prince the true meaning of love. This is not the end of my words for you, it is only the beginning. Because with every breath I take, with every moon that passes, I will find new ways to say the same truth. I love you. From His Highness, not just as a ruler, but as your man, forever. In the quiet shadows of my royal balcony, where the world sleeps and the stars become my only witnesses, I find myself whispering your name as if it's a secret I never want to let go. There is a hush that follows your memory, like the sacred silence after a prayer. You are not just a woman who captivated a prince. You are the sanctuary where even my royal soul finds rest. Each time the moonlight kisses my palm, I imagine it as the echo of your touch, soft and irreplaceable. You turned my world into a canvas of warm hues and whispered emotions. I was once a master of silence, groomed by tradition, trained to feel less and led more. But then you came, and every part of me that I had buried beneath protocol started to breathe again. You allowed my heart to unlearn silence and speak the language of dreams. I write not to impress you, but to express the parts of me that only awaken at the thought of you. The halls of my palace may glitter with chandeliers and gold, but none shine as brightly as the memory of your smile. In a world where decisions are calculated and lives depend on my command, your love is my only uncalculated miracle. It arrived without reason, stayed without force, and grew without boundaries. You are the only command I obey without question, the only presence that silences the noise of the world. I do not need permission to love you, because this love has outgrown rules, it lives in its own realm. You've etched yourself into my verses, into my footsteps, and into the rhythm of my breath. My horses know the beat of my longing when I ride beneath the desert sky. My falcons sense the ache in my chest when your absence stretches too far. Everything around me has become a vessel for the message I send to you every day. Come closer. Even if I could build you a palace made of verses, it would stretch higher than the Burj Khalifa and deeper than the Arabian sands. Every pillar would be a poem, every dome a sonnet, every door carved with the lines I never dared to speak aloud. I have loved you in silence and in storms, with royal restraint and raw honesty. This love is not a performance, it is the rawest truth of my existence. You taught me that power lies not in control but in surrender. And so I surrender to this love, to your voice that steadies me, to your laughter that heals the corners of my guarded soul. The world may see a prince in me, but when I am with you, I am only a man yearning to love without limits. No velvet robe, no crown encrusted with emeralds could ever weigh as heavily as the loss I feel when you are not beside me. I dream of the day your footsteps echo through these grand hallways, not as a visitor, but as the queen whose love changed everything. I imagine you standing beside me during sunrise prayers, your hand in mine, grounding me more than any sacred verse ever could. The throne I sit upon is cold without you. It longs for the warmth of the woman who made a sovereign feel human. Let them write their headlines, speculate their stories, but know this: my truth does not belong to the world, it belongs to you. You, who see through the layers of my public face and love the man who hides beneath the ceremonial robes. You, who read the pain in my poems and answer with comfort instead of curiosity. You are the one soul I trust with my vulnerability. I no longer write to be admired, I write because if I do not, my heart will overflow. You've become the ink in my veins, the spark in my words, the courage in my confessions. Every poem I've ever penned now leads to you. The metaphors all circle back to your eyes, your voice, your unwavering presence. What the world sees as poetry is simply my love speaking your name in 1,000 ways. They told me love would be a distraction. They warned me it would be weakness. But they were wrong. Your love has sharpened my focus, not dulled it. It has anchored me when storms threatened to shake me from my path. In your love, I have found the resilience of a leader and the softness of a believer. You are my balance, the unseen queen in every decision I make. So I continue to write, not because I must, but because I cannot stop. My heart has become a scroll that unravels endlessly, and every line it reveals is about you. I speak to the stars when I miss you, hoping the wind carries my voice to wherever you are. And if the world keeps us apart, know that I will always find you in my poems, because love like ours cannot be erased, not by time, nor distance, nor fate. From His Highness, with love, this is not just a poem, it is the pulse of my heart, the breath of my nights, and the truth of a man who never expected to fall, but did so completely. You have my soul wrapped in your grace, and my kingdom forever lit by your name. Let the pages of history remember not only the ruler I was, but the man I became because I loved you. He remembers the little things most. The way Hadia tied her scarf, how she quietly supported his poetry, how she could read his silences better than his words. There were no golden crowns between them when they laughed. There were no court expectations when they cried together. It was raw, human, and real, and perhaps that's why it terrified those who wanted their prince to marry with strategy, not soul. Their love was too pure for politics, too honest for disguise. And so, it was targeted. What the world doesn't know is that Sheikh Hamdan once wrote a letter intended for Hadia but never sent it. It read, "You were never just a chapter. You were the ink. And since you left, my words have tasted like ash." It remains folded between the pages of his most private notebook, guarded like a secret prayer. No guards watch over it, yet it is one of the most protected things in his possession, a testimony that no matter what mask he wears in public, his soul remains chained to her memory. Now, palace aides whisper of his changed demeanor, how he stops when he hears her name in distant conversation, how he avoids love talk during royal events, and how he writes late into the night, often leaving the lights on until dawn. They see the difference, even if they dare not speak of it openly. His pain has become a language understood only by those who've lost something irreplaceable. And for Hamdan, that loss is Hadia. I am not ashamed of this love. If anything, I carry it now with more grace than any jewel in my treasury. You taught me how to love without hiding, and now I suffer without bitterness. I speak your name in my prayers, not in desperation, but in gratitude, for having known something so rare, so raw, so divine. I've learned that kings don't just rule lands. They remember who made them feel most human, and they protect that memory like sacred scripture. They write headlines about my victories in diplomacy, but no one writes about the ache in my chest. No journalist dares to mention the way I look at empty chairs during royal dinners, or how I pause before walking into the ballroom, remembering how your heels once echoed alongside mine. You weren't just a chapter in my life, you were the ink that gave it meaning. Now, every page I turn bleeds with a question,